Ta-da!
Good morning.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to our Good Morning Mission.
Hello.
Yeah, good. Yes, right.
Hello,
Yeah, good.
everyone. I'm just waiting for the buttons to go.
Now, I don't know if I told you this, but I've just rented a warehouse now in Burwash for your shoes.
My shoes.
Hmm.
What do you mean, my shoes?
Because have you bought any more shoes since we did the last thing?
I may have done. I need shoes for Africa.
Yep, but are you a centipede? That's the question.
How many guitars have you got
That's
before we?
that's different altogether.
No, it's not.
Totally different. The thing is, I've had to move out the house now because there's no room for me, just the shoes. We had a visit from Alda Marcos. She had 6,000 pairs. We're getting there.
I'm cheap. I could cost you a lot
Uh,
more.
when we were courting, she borrowed 10 bob from me and I'm still waiting for it back. Gentlemen, you know what it's like.
That's
Once
true.
it's gone, isn't it? Anyway,
I remember what you said.
what did I say?
I remember I asked you, have you got any change? And you said, well, you've just been to the bank. And I said, I know. And I said to you, I don't want to spend my money.
No, that's right. Spend
But you
mine.
gave it to me. You gave it to me.
I
And you've been
hoping
doing
to
it
get
ever
it back.
since.
So that's 55 years ago. 10 bob now would be worth quite a lot of money, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
it would.
Yeah.
But you've been
So,
doing it ever
anyway, what
since.
have you been doing since we last came on here?
What have I been
Yeah.
doing?
Did you do something in church or something or other?
Yeah, you asked me to do something in church,
Mm.
a testimony. You suddenly called me up to a
Fancy
live
that. Fancy me
testimony.
springing it on somebody.
Yeah,
That's very unusual,
a
isn't it?
bit like this morning, really. I
Yeah.
don't quite know what you're going to tell me to do next, but
No,
you've
no.
trained me well.
And
You've trained me well.
you've been at Burwash, haven't you? Another church in our group.
Yeah, we have. We're beginning to build a WhatsApp group there
Mm.
of people who are interested in the missionary call.
Yep.
And I think it's got very small in the church as the years have gone by, or people are no longer there. And we're a sort of a fresh voice coming in and still doing it. And I think the people are liking it. They're liking it.
Yeah, and we're doing two or three other WhatsApp groups, aren't we now?
We are,
Yeah.
we are.
So
But it's building relationships
yeah,
and going along and
yeah,
just being there. And I've been going for 3 weeks now, and gradually I'm getting to know people, and they're getting to know me, and they
yeah.
know I'm going away, and it's all good. It's all
Because we
good.
have three churches in our benefits, so that's another one. That's the main church, and we're there tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah.
So anyway, on we go. Today, new thing today, meet the family. Now the thing is, what I tend to do is, if you work with me, you'll know I hardly ever give you any warning. I just say, stand up here and do 10 minutes. I find that works better. Stops people worrying. So anyway, let's meet some of the family. Oh, hello, the background's gone. What's happened there? Put it back. There we are. Here's our first one. Who is this,
This
Mary?
is Debbie, and Debbie comes from Middlesbrough and Christchurch,
Eston.
Eston.
Yeah,
And I've known Debbie for a very, very long time.
yeah,
And I like the shawl she's wearing.
yeah. And she's been to Africa with us.
Yeah, she has.
And
Um, I'm discovering now how she felt about going to Africa, but she overcame all her anxieties and all her fears, and the Lord touched her life.
and she's in
And look what
Middlesbrough, isn't
she's
she?
doing now.
Middlesbrough,
Yeah,
northeast.
yeah.
And she's our safeguarding officer and on our trustees.
And also runs with joy the daughter's family in those two churches.
Yep. So Debbie started off with us a long time ago and now is a key member of our team. This is an African one. Who's this?
This is Rahel, and many of you know Rahel. And I first met Rahel, she was quite a young girl then, many years ago, because they lived in a house, well, a room next to the base. So I've known all the time we've lived there on the base, I've known Rahel and her sister, all her many sisters and her brother.
Yeah, and she now works what?
She works in the school. She's a teacher in the school and has responsibility for the younger ones. She's just got married and she's expecting a baby.
Isn't that great, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Yeah,
It's
so
lovely.
we've known Raquel, 10, 15 years,
Oh,
long time anyway.
longer than that.
And
Yeah.
it's lovely to have her in our family.
She's a twin. She has a sister called Rebecca.
Yep. who has a
And
lovely baby called Gifty.
Gifty, yeah,
Yep.
we met her last time we were there.
Yeah, and I dedicated Gifty, didn't I?
Yeah,
I was there. So here's two of our family, English one and an African one. And here's another member of our family, Evelyn,
this is
who
Evelyn,
is
yes.
now in our heavenly family. And you know, the teaching on the invisible church is weak in the church, but Evelyn has now joined us in the invisible side of our church. So there's no separation, no question of her not continuing to pray with us and be with us. And I've got a lot of stuff here, darling.
Right.
Uh, um, Evelyn had a close walk with the Lord and a commitment to praying and persevering. That's true, isn't it?
It's very true.
Mm.
Many of us have commented that when we needed prayer, we rang Evelyn, and Val said that. I know Val said
Yeah.
that especially, and also too for us too. There have been times when I needed Evelyn to pray, and I knew she'd pray, and she did. She did it faithfully.
Always, it
Faithfully,
says here, always positive, even in the face of crisis.
indeed. She never let anything
Mm.
overcome her.
No, because she had it's polio, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And she was a young child, and they gave her 6 months 80 years ago.
I know that's amazing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. And we had meetings in her house, haven't we?
Yeah,
And she has oxygen lines all around the house for her oxygen, and oxygen in the car,
that's right.
and oxygen everywhere.
And I
And
first met her when we went to Betty's. We met at Betty's in
mm,
Durham, and she came across and she managed the stairs up to Betty's house. And that's when I first met Evelyn, an incredible, powerful lady.
it's from Ghana. She really loved God and had a teachable spirit. Was also an encouragement. Yes, she was encouraging, wasn't she?
Yeah, always,
Yeah,
always.
yeah.
And as came alongside, whenever you needed her, she was there.
Yeah.
And many of the people in the Northeast just flourished in that.
Her faith shone out of her. She was always beautiful in the Lord. Yes,
Yeah,
that's true.
always.
Yeah.
And she always had a laugh. She always had a laugh
Isn't that
that
one?
came. Somebody
An
wrote about that.
inspirational woman.
Yeah,
Yes, I had the privilege of praying with her on many occasions. We used to meet in Audrey's house along with Betty and Jean to pray for the mission.
she was very faithful in that
Yeah.
and supported Audrey.
Yeah.
We got to know her first through Audrey. She was a dear friend of Audrey.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the pair of them were quite a force together.
Yeah,
And now they're in the heavenly places.
yeah. Good luck, Lord, on that one.
That's right.
What I'd like to say about Evelyn is she is tremendously realistic in her faith. That's what really impressed me. When she had with polio, it's to do with the breathing, and when you get an infection, it's a problem. And she had to go into hospital many times, and the consultant said, "Evelyn, if this happens again, I'm going to have great difficulty overcoming it." And she said, "Okay, that's fine. I'll face that." And that realism was something that deeply impressed me. A very balanced, unflappable, realistic woman.
That's right. And
Mm.
from that position, she was able to take on each day.
Yep.
Okay, Lord, this is the reality.
Yep.
Help me through this day.
Now, I phoned her on Monday because we hadn't heard from her, and I got a phone call back from her niece, lovely woman, who said how much she, the niece, knew that Evelyn was supported by this work. And in fact, we, the daughters in particular, but she was on many parts of our work. We were her family.
Yeah.
And she used to WhatsApp from hospital, and so we are very grateful to her. When Audrey went with the Lord, we didn't have Good Morning Mission, so as you know, it got a bit tangled up. But here's a chance now to say to Audrey and Evelyn, thanks very much. And could you get down on your knees because you've got a lot of things need doing.
A lot of things.
Now, here's this, darling. What's this?
Oh, this is. I think you know where this is. Look at the sunshine. It's the first floor of the school. And you can see the pillars. Once there were just the pillars and no scaffolding. Now look at it. Isn't it amazing? I love it, love it, and we'll look forward to being there. I always remember every time we left the base, we drove past the school, and you and Paul, every time you went past, you said, "Lord, where's the rest of it? Where's the rest of
I
it?"
got really fed up once.
I know, the pair of them, every day, morning and
What are you
night.
playing at? Anyway, the joy is we have the money for the roof now. So the next videos, I don't know when we'll see them. Our difficulty is, of course, that we can't work during the week because the children are beneath, in the classrooms beneath. So we have to work at weekends and vacations, which is slowing us down a bit. But what we're hoping is, Paul was saying to me yesterday,
Good
that
morning,
there's a
all.
massive amount
The
of
boards
steel
for
has
the
to be put in
beams
now
are up now.
to support all the roof and
Have some
everything.
small
Um,
place to
and
go
we're hoping that the
to.
steel benders, as we call them,
Yeah,
will be able to do their
So
work
far,
on the
so
ground,
good.
make up their
We are
frames
really
and all the rest of it,
grateful to God.
and
And
then
for
lift
all
it
of
up.
you,
So
your
anyway, we
prayers.
can't work with the children beneath us, and that's
So
the end of
much.
it.
We
So
really
we're doing our best. Isn't that
appreciate
lovely?
it.
I know it's really
Look at
good.
those
Thank you.
cross beams we've been holding us up.
Thank
The
you.
ones with those, but
Thank
now they're
you.
in. And that's a big step. That
That's right. We have some building work here in England that is going on, and you compare that to what we're doing. It's amazing.
look at the
It's
bamboo.
amazing. Yeah, the
Yeah,
bamboo.
how we support. You see, the thing is, well, there is lots of steel being used in buildings in the centre, but this
Good
is
morning,
local
all.
materials available.
The boards for
So
the
steel is
beams are
expensive,
up now.
but bamboo,
We
you
have
know,
some
you get
small
you
place
you
to
you
go
hire it, but I mean,
to.
it's a local. It's very ecological, isn't it? So there we
That's right.
are.
So
And
far, so
also,
good.
you say about the
We are
steel. We
really
see lots of
grateful to
work
God.
in the
And for
valley
all of you, your
buildings,
prayers.
but Adeline is
Thank you so
insistent
much.
that
We
the
really
steel, the
appreciate
things
and
we
need
buy,
it.
are of the best quality.
Thank you.
Yeah, top
Thank
quality
you.
steel.
You
Yeah.
see other stuff and you think, goodness
Thank
me,
you.
that's bad.
This one, darling.
Hello,
Oh,
good
this is the children.
morning.
That's
Don't
How
we
our
are
love them?
brand
you?
new tuck shop.
Our
And this is
little
Anita.
tuck
Love
shop
to
is
Anita
open,
this morning.
and I have
Next
some
week I
few
will
of
be
the
there.
kids
I will
here
be there. And look,
getting
they've
their
got little
animals for
bags,
their
and I
snack.
think that might be fruit that they've
That's
got in
our
their
shop.
little bags. Because not only do
Tuck
they have the
shop
sweeties
is
and
finally
all the
open.
other tuck shop things,
Okay,
Anita
enjoy
does
this.
fresh fruit.
Say
And
hello,
sometimes
Madam
she has hot
Anita.
things, because I know sometimes from the kitchen she does it. It might be
Bye.
plantain, I
Hurry.
can't remember, but I will find out.
Oh, look what I
Hello,
got,
good
Yeah,
Granddaddy.
morning.
Oh,
How are
that's a new
you?
tuck shop
Our
built
little
on the
tuck shop
side
is open,
of the security
and I have some few of the kids
place
here
post.
getting their
So
neighbors for their
now, for the
snack.
first time, we have a proper
That's our
shop
shop,
in the school. All schools have them.
tuck shop.
There are
It's
shops
finally
outside, but
open.
every school has a shop,
Okay,
and
enjoy
every
this.
shop owner in the
Say
district's been to
hello,
school,
Madam
so they all know
Anita.
we'll have a shop in the school. So isn't that lovely?
And Anita started with a table,
Bye.
Yeah.
and the
Hurry.
table went to 2 tables,
Hello,
and it
good
grew, and now she's
morning.
got a
How are
little,
you?
This
well,
one?
not a little
Hello,
shop.
everyone.
Stop
This
talking.
is
By
okay.
God's grace, we've
This
been able
is
to start
beloved.
the
Look at that
tiling at the
floor. Look at the
tabernacle,
lines. That's
and
apostle.
we've
If
managed to
there's a
get some
wonky line, you won't
boxes,
have it.
and then
It's
we're
lovely.
working as and when
We've
we
stood
get the
on
rest
grass. We've
possible.
stood on mud.
But
We've
we
swept the
appreciate
dust,
everyone's
and now
prayers
we have the
that
floor.
they've given us all
Week by
this
week,
while.
the people gave an
I will
offering,
get
and
another
now the
video
tiles are
when
going down.
we
Isn't it
are
lovely?
finally done.
It's the
Enjoy this
brightness
one.
of the tiles. It's
Bismarck, say
lovely,
hello.
lovely, lovely.
I think that's Bismarck working there.
Hello,
Our
everyone.
gate staff, lovely
By
man.
God's grace,
Uh,
we've
we
been
love him
able
very
to
much.
start the tiling
Look
at
at
the
that, nice.
tabernacle.
It'll be lovely.
We waited quite a long time for those, haven't we?
Yeah, we do.
We have
We
to wait.
did.
We have to wait.
But it
Uh,
looks so neat. It
mm,
really does look
mm,
nice. You can look round in the valley and it's absolutely shambles some places,
mm.
but we're always neat and
But
tidy.
everything takes time, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
You
it
have to be
comes.
prepared to take. We're halfway through the school. We haven't started the teacher centre. We're doing this and doing that. That's how Africa works, bit by bit. When we've
That's
got the
right.
money, we'll do it.
And also, one of the things is we don't wait till we can finish. We begin. The secret is the Lord says do it. We begin, and then it follows a process,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah.
And,
Yep.
because many people, oh, well, we haven't got the money yet. We can't start. We never do
No, but
that.
that's Africa. Ghana's full of half-finished
Yeah,
buildings because we're all doing that.
yeah. But we
Um,
always do that.
yeah.
And then eventually we see the completion of it.
See, what we hope for the teacher centre as we move forward is we'll probably buy all the cement when we can, even if we have to store it for some time because that'll save the money. And then we do a bit of this. It's like that. In the city, people can afford the whole thing, but mostly in Ghana, bit at a time, bit at a time,
That's
and
right.
so
And
we
we
get it
we
done.
get it done. We get
Yeah,
it done.
yeah,
On the base somewhere, you find iron rods, you find cement.
yeah.
You think, Paul, what have you been buying
Mind you,
now?
we have to lock it all away, otherwise it
Yeah,
gets stolen. So everything's locked away. What we're not using it. But this is Ghana, bit by bit by bit, and
that's right.
Africa. I suspect all of Africa.
And
If
you said about the prices. If we
mm,
don't buy it, we buy it when we can, because next time the prices have
our
gone
cement
up.
price is just
I
ridiculous
know,
now,
it's
and steel,
crazy.
and we use so much steel, and it is a struggle. Anyway,
But
so
look what's happening.
yeah,
It's happening.
you ready for your quiz then?
A quiz.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Last time you were appalling, actually. People wrote in and said,
They're rubbish
they
questions.
said to me, the thing's very good. They said, but get rid of her. She's dragging you down. So you were appalling on the quiz last time.
I'm going to go and buy some shoes.
Oh, there's a novelty. Wow.
You've knocked me down. You've knocked me down. I'm going to buy shoes.
Do you know where that came from? That came from the film Dave. Did you ever seen the film Dave? That's what they said. You know, you're doing pretty well, sir, but get rid of her. to the president. Here we go. Right. First question, darling.
Yeah.
How many people live in Ghana? Your choice is 25 million or 33 million.
I would say a lot.
It's not there. You know, honestly, the people I have to work with. Honest, I don't know how I do it. You know, there's two choices. And I get a third answer, so we'll go back.
What's the answer?
Well, we've got to choose one of those. That's the idea.
33 million.
Yes,
then.
33 million. Yes.
Wow.
And growing rapidly because the women are fertile, very fertile. It's true. You can't, you know, and families are big, and a lot of children die. In childbirth, so we tend to have a bigger population. There's a lot of people, so that's sort of, you know, nearly 40% of the UK, but we have a lot of land, a lot of space.
That's right, and even in our valley, we've seen the difference over the years.
Yeah, that's how we have so many schools.
Yeah.
Second one, what does Ghana export? Don't say something different. You know, one of those two.
That is rubbish.
No, they don't export rubbish. It's one or two.
What do you put turnips on for?
What with Fiery and her, I don't know how I cope.
Gold and cocoa.
Yes. Our main exports are gold and cocoa. We have masses of gold. That's a big export. Ashanti, the Ashanti Kingdom, which was the main kingdom in Ghana, was built on gold. And we export gold and cocoa. We also export wood, of which we've got masses. And getting better at exporting fruit, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Now we've got cold storage at the airports and stuff. We're getting better at that. And you and I, we buy Ghana bananas, don't we?
We do. Out of principle. Every time I buy it, I look for the name Ghana and I think, God, Anita would say something.
Waitrose, I know where that place is, but they sell them and we buy them. And I tell you, they're lovely and sweet. We do it out because we. But there it is.
Warm.
Waitrose buying bananas from Ghana to support Ghana, and not from the Windward Isles. You know, and it's great.
They're very good at supporting that.
And the co-op buy all their cocoa from Ghana.
Yeah, there's many things like that.
There are lots of things going on.
But I tell you, warm bananas, baby bananas, are lovely. And that's what Anita buys from the market. They're small and very sweet, and I can't wait.
You finished? You finished?
I'm the star.
Next one. A litre of fuel in Ghana. What do you think?
5p.
5p. You think I can go to Ghana at the garage and buy petrol for 5p?
Well, it's pretty cheap compared to what we pay.
£1.10 it costs to buy fuel in Ghana. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. It used to be cheap. I could fill the tank for next to nothing, but now £1.10 a litre, and now that I saw at our local garage it's £1.40 today or something like that. But our income is much greater. That's a real sting.
That's right, because we do a lot of travelling, even just to get into Accra from the base, and we have to sort of work out, well, can we go today? Because the petrol is expensive. Once we could do it, but now we have to think, well,
now, unfortunately, everything in Ghana moved by road. So it comes into Accra, that's the port, and then it has to be driven up to all the towns and cities, everything, all the food, everything. You see the lorries, massive lorries. Well, you see that adds to food prices all the time. And transport?
The transport?
Chor-chor.
The chor-chor, the rubbish.
Yeah, but look, what's the fuel price do?
It puts the price up. It's I was hearing when Anita had to go to the hospital with Michael, the price of that was eye-watering.
£5 a day in and out. Each time. And
it's
the fuel
very,
price.
Very
the fuel
difficult.
Price is frightening, but I think the government have adopted a policy which is not to subsidise it or subsidise it less. And I agree with that. Subsidising fuel prices means we can't have hospitals and schools. So I think that's what it is. The price is very controlled by the government, but I think they're letting the price rise or putting tax on it. Got to make their money from somewhere, but it's very, very hard. indeed. Our fuel costs are staggering in Ghana when we go there.
I know we have
Uh,
to be careful, don't we?
yeah, because it's 60K in and out of Accra every day, and it's very, very expensive. A real struggle for the people, that one.
And the people are using the motorbikes, aren't they?
Average wage in Ghana?
Uh, I don't know.
I don't know,
64.
isn't a choice, darling.
I know.
Yeah. Strong line.
I don't know. I don't have any money out there. Average wage in Ghana a month,
A week, a month, yeah. A month.
20.
No, it's between 64 and 345 Great British pounds. These are figures from their own statistics.
Oh,
Not much, is it?
no.
Not a
And
lot of
it's
money,
not
is it?
often that, is it?
No, and a lot of our people are on less than that.
And in the valley, it's the women sell to eat at the end of the day.
To go to see a top specialist in Ghana cost me £100. I mean, what would it cost in England? But the trouble is that there are some very well paid. Don't get me wrong, but the average wage is low,
Mm,
and many of the people in Ghana are on a subsistence level, aren't they?
there.
They work one day, they get paid, they go home, they buy what they need, and it's okay until the fuel price rockets,
That's right.
and then life gets very difficult.
Everything
Uh,
goes up. Even getting to the market to buy the
yeah,
food goes up. A white loaf in Ghana, 40p,
90p.
90p.
Yeah. These are figures from their own statistical analysis. So they'll be a bit rocky, but you get the idea, don't you? That the basics are expensive,
Mm.
and the fuel is expensive, and our wages are not rising.
It's very hard,
Mm,
isn't it?
We have not been able to increase the wages of our school staff much because we don't have it, and that's pretty well, all around us. There isn't the money in the system to increase our wages, so the prices are fuel, food are rocketing,
Mm.
and our income isn't. It's very, very hard. Have to pay for medical.
Mm.
Um, you can, I think, if you're in the health scheme, you can go to the hospital for nothing, but you've got to buy your own medicines and pay for what they call scans,
That's right.
and blood tests. You have to pay for all those, and it is a very hard environment to
Mm.
live and work in, and this is what the Ghana women face every day
Yeah, it's
of their
not easy
lives,
at all.
trying to make, where are we? Let's see,
But they do.
not that one, this one.
They do.
Trying to get your children to school. We use motorbikes, but nevertheless, you still got to pay, and then you've got to give your children their money for food or buy it,
That's right.
and then you've got to buy the uniform, and then you've got to, it's everything the Ghanaian women do. They have to do just the same.
That's right.
Uh,
In the valley, many of the women are hairdressers, or they make dresses, or they have a little shop, and it's not a very large income, but that they're dependent on that.
yes,
We do have some professional people. When I talk to the mothers at the school, there are some who go into Accra, some are pharmacists, some have higher wages, paid
yeah,
jobs,
yeah.
but most of them in the valley, they've just got a little shop by this corner of the road.
Yeah, a lot of our people are, very basic. And what I want to do in the school is our education standards are high,
Mm.
but I want a workshop where they can learn to mix cement and
Yeah,
cut
we want to
hair
do
and
that,
and cook.
a trade.
Yeah. Well, just the little beginnings of it because we
Mm.
are a junior school, but just the simplest things because that's how you can earn your living a day on the buildings, or whatever. As well as I want us to have presidents, prime ministers, commercial and industrial leaders, doctors, dentists. I also have to apply for hairdressers, bricklayers, and that basic stuff
That's
as
right.
well. So we're not yet at that, but we've lived there for 30 years, so this is all familiar to us. Perhaps it's not so familiar to you.
Mm.
So this morning, on my income of maybe £100 a month, I've got to buy 10 litres of fuel for my car. So you see how hard it is. And what gets us is how they're so optimistic.
Yeah,
Mm.
and not all of them have got cars, have they?
No,
Not
no,
all of them. We're
no.
very
We have
lucky.
no cars arrive at our school because all the people come locally or on
Yeah,
our bus, which is great, isn't it? What gets me, I think, is the Ghanaian. They're so optimistic in the
yeah,
face of what is a tough environment.
that's right.
Uh,
In a way, they're like Evelyn. They won't be overcome.
no,
They will overcome.
they smile and they face it. You
That's
just face it
that's right.
and try to find a way to cope. And often that means no food day.
That's right.
Mm,
And they trust in the Lord.
mm,
They trust in the Lord. Their first response is to the Lord.
mm,
My first response, ring the surgery. Their
mm.
first response, Father, we need your help. We need your help.
What
And I
what
remember
strikes
you.
me here is look at the
Hello,
smiles
good
Yeah,
and the joy
morning.
and
How
the
are
happiness,
yeah,
and
Our
Anita
little
always smiling,
tuck shop is open,
and to
and I
find a
have some
few
few of the
CDs to give
kids
your
here
child something that was
getting
hard.
their neighbors for
But
their
there is an
snack.
optimism
That's our
in
shop.
Ghana, which we find, I find
Our
it very
shop
refreshing.
is finally
there is. And
open.
there are lovely, nice things when you look.
Yeah.
You look, you can look. It all depends on how you look with your eyes. The
Mm,
Lord always says to me, what do you see?
mm.
And I remember when I first went, I just saw, and it scared me, my socks off me, and I didn't like
You
it.
wear socks. You bring
Yeah,
socks on.
get off.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't
just
buy me shoes. Anyway, let me tell my story.
hurry up.
We
You've been here all
and
day.
when
We're
I
getting fed
went,
up. They've had enough.
it frightened me. Okay, it frightened me, and it was so different and not what I was used to. And then the Lord said, "Look again." And I looked again, and I saw incredible beauty
Mm,
and the way they displayed the things by the side of the road, the colours
mm,
of the tomatoes and the yam and everything. There was such beauty there, and it was lovely.
mm,
And it all depends how you look. And I
mm.
pray I always look and see the beauty and the good things.
And I think
And
we've tried to add to the culture through our school.
yeah,
We are. It's a black school with black children. We are the only white ones there.
mm,
And when they did their graduation, each of the tribal areas did a little dance. The children dressed
yeah,
up in their tribal costumes. And Naomi and Paul and we believe very much in that they should cherish their heritage
yeah.
because it's a wonderful heritage. And so we had about 8 or 10 tribal dances.
It was really
Yeah,
lovely, and they all had the fabric
mm,
of their particular
yeah,
region,
mm,
and they had the gold.
mm,
The little ones had gold, looked like gold,
mm.
and it just touched my heart, and I thought the we look from the West, look down on Africa, but there was a royalty
Oh,
there,
we should look up to
an
them. Mm.
ancestry there,
They cherish their heritage.
and it was
And
beautiful.
we're trying to make sure that the children in our school cherish the heritage they have. That's why we do all this sort of
That's
dancing and stuff and all that, and spend academic time teaching them these things. It's very, very important that we cherish the heritage, and all our work flows through that heritage and isn't Western.
yeah.
So there we are. Hope you enjoyed all that. Our final slide. What's this all about?
What do you? What have you done there?
Okay, everyone.
That's Tunbridge Wells.
Thanks very much for watching and being with us. Thank you, David.
Directed.
Thank you, David, for all he's done.
Where's my name?
And be quiet. We will be back next Wednesday. I'll be here tonight with praise and teaching. Elizabeth Part 2 tonight. And we'll be back next week with whatever we can bring you. Thanks for watching. It's a good man. Finished. Lovely.
That was a hoot.
Yeah.
Was it all right?
Half an hour. That was really good.
Lovely.
The slides, the videos made a lot of difference, didn't they? They were great. That was good. You don't watch Good Morning Britain, do you? No, but that's how they do it. He's forever saying to her, "What are you doing? Hurry up, shut up! Look, I'm going to read that. We'll be here all night."